Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to our morning note. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is it is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what time it is? It is time for our morning note. We do this every single morning during market hours or market days here at G.A.R Capital. I am Carlos Garcia, your host every morning at 9 a.m., answering your questions and talking about the market. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. We really do appreciate it. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. We're right around 3515 currently. So share these videos, like the videos, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Once we get to 4,000, we will do another live trading session with me. We had a great time doing it last time. Love to do it again. All right, let's talk market, shall we? Dow futures up 36 points. We went from red down 200 points about an hour and a half ago now to green. Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq futures 10,146, basically flat right now. S&P futures are green at 3095, pretty big number. Russell 2000 flat as well. VIX is down 2%, broke the 30 handle, big, and light sweet crude oil futures up 1%. Pre-market, well, not pre-market, futures are trading, and Bitcoin is up 0.33%. On the futures side, 92.15, still that 9,000 level seems to be support. Gold futures are down about 0.5%, 1792. Silver futures, 1859, down about 2.3%. 10-year note or 10-year bond. Let me go ahead and get that yield for you. Best way to check it is CNBC or Bloomberg, the actual website. It's free. And let's go and take a look at bonds. Bond yields are up about 31 basis points at 0.684%. And dollar yen for my Forex people down about 50 pips at 107.43. And dollar index is flat, 97.37. And gasoline futures are up 2.17% at $1.22. All right, so new month. Happy July, everybody. Keep in mind, Friday, markets are closed. No morning note, no trading. So just give you that heads up. So if you're to be looking for a morning note on Friday, there will not be any. Monday will be the next one. Well, obviously, after tomorrow. Okay, so a couple things. I want to read a couple of stats to you that are very important moving forward. So let's go ahead and read that to you. I'm going to go ahead and bring it here. Let's go ahead and see here. All right. So first thing, I'm going to go ahead and zoom this up. This came from Twitter. We love Twitter. So let's go ahead and read this tweet. Looks like the best quarter for the S&P since 1998, but this is the best quarter for stock indexes in total, the Dow, since 1987. So keep in mind, we were down 20% in the first quarter. We were up 20% in the second quarter. That's a big, big return. So looking like the best quarter since for the S&P since 1998. Our friend Ryan Dedrick, we follow him. He's great. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. Here's the catch. Future returns after huge quarters over 15% tend to see continued strength. The next quarter, which would be the third quarter, July, August, September, is 8 for 8 after being higher 8 times out of 8 since the quarterly gain is 15%. So I want you to look at this. We went ahead and put it on Instagram. You can feel free to take a look or take a look at our Twitter. And you could see 8 for 8 every single time. The next quarter is green every single time. We've been saying it before, bullish, bullish, bullish. And everyone has been giving us crap for it, but we're sticking to it. And guys, you're going to get ups and downs, peaks and valleys. But again, still bullish. I still am buying stocks. I'm still a buyer in the stock market. And even Barron's has a cover story saying the next bull market. So the last time we had a 15% quarterly gain was in second quarter of 2009. It's 11 years ago. Again, the turn of the recovery from the financial crisis. The next quarter was up 15% again. Very, very big. What to expect to this quarter? We don't know. But we do know is that we still have COVID that hasn't gone away. And number two, we still have earnings report season coming up in the next couple of weeks. This is probably, to me, the most important earnings report. I thought it would be the last one, but actually this one, because this one is an actual full quarter of COVID in the books. And then I definitely want to see a couple of things. I want to see performance and I want to see guidance. I don't expect a lot of guidance from CEOs for their companies, but again, I definitely want to see the reports to see exactly where they came from and the new COVID economy until we have a vaccine. So again, you know the drill. The guys that you've been looking for to wanting to buy, let's say your Amazons of the world, your Apples of the world, your United Healths of the world, your Teslas of the world, Netflix. JP Morgan Chase, whatever, these names that you've been wanting to buy, you definitely want to watch this quarter, start reading their conference calls, their earnings reports, and see if you can buy some on any kind of dips from a weak earnings guidance or weak earnings report. Again, this is where you want to have some cash on hand to see if you could buy some stocks that you've been looking to buy some in. Again, always have your actual your shopping list together moving forward, so you know what the levels you want to buy, set your alerts, and go forward with that. Okay, again, these are just stats, guys. Things can change. Just a heads up. Stay for eight. Again, things can break. Next thing here, this is from Yuri Matsu, excuse me. Says S&P 500 2009 versus 2020. We talked about that just a second ago. S&P found its support at the 200-day moving average. This is the daily, twice in 2009 and staged a massive rally over the next several months. S&P found its support at 200-day moving average twice in the last several weeks. The longer the S&P 500 stays above its 200-day moving average, the higher odds for a bullish continuation. So again, looking at ES, I can switch to SPX real quick, but ES, the 200-day moving average is 3018. Let's go ahead and take a look at SPX. This is the cash S&P 500 session. We are now at 3021. I went ahead and did a recent peak to valley for the month of May and June on the Fibonacci levels. Your top is 3233. We are now above the 61.8. So again, we're still above the 50% retracement on a daily chart. 3021 is your moving average on the S&P. So you definitely want to go ahead and create that as your support. So what you want to do is place an alert there at below, and that should be your buy zone to buy a couple of names that you've been wanting to buy. If you want to add it to some S&P index funds, or Nasdaq or Russell 2000, whatever you want to buy. But again, even he said it. The longer we stay above the 200-day average, we're going to continue. And I've said this as well in the previous videos. I do believe that we're going to hit all-time highs again by the end of this year, regardless of the election, regardless of what happens. I do believe that we have a supportive Fed. I do believe that the worst of COVID in regards economically wise is behind us. The only thing I would like is more stimulus for the middle class and lower class, of course. PPP was extended by Congress last night, so that's a good news, but nothing in regards to stimulus yet. And in 2 weeks, Congress will be in recess. So again, let's see if we can get something passed. Maybe an infrastructure bill, maybe some kind of another cash payment directly, or some unemployment benefits extended. That has not been done, but PPP has been extended. Those loans, the SBA loans for small business owners who want to keep people on their payroll. So again, this is why I'm bullish in the market. I still like this bullish continuation. Again, as long as we're above 3021 on the on S&P, which is kind of around 3,000 anyways. 3,000 has been my line in the sand anyways. Again, kind of a choppy last month, but again, still a bullish run. Yesterday was an actual great day yesterday for bulls. So again, I still believe any kind of dips you're buying here. And we also had a couple of people that were a couple of upgrades here that I can bring up. Let me go ahead and bring that up for you. So that's where we are currently. And some news here. ADP private payroll. We were down, now we're up, obviously in Dow, and this is why. June private payrolls rose 2.37%, and there was a big positive revision for May. ADP states private payrolls rose by 2.369 million in June, a bit below the 2.5 million estimate. But May's job number saw a stunning revision, meaning they revised the numbers, they revisited, going initially from a loss of 2.76 million jobs to now a gain of 3 million. So you're talking about a net difference of nearly 5 million jobs. From a loss of 2.76 to a gain of 3 million. That's pretty huge. So again, hospitality industry workers saw the biggest gain, hotels, and keep an eye on that. While small businesses added about 937,000 new jobs in the private sector. Remember, ADP only tracks private. NFP, which would be tomorrow instead of Friday because of the new because of the holiday. Um, that'll be including government jobs too, and government tends to be the largest employer, other than obviously small business. But that's where we are currently. A couple of names that were moved up. Let me go ahead and see if I can bring this up. I did have here some upgrades here that I tweeted out for you guys. Let's see. Macy's, nearly all stores have been reopened. Macy's had their numbers. Amazon price target was raised to 3,300 from 2,750 at Canaccord Genuity. Deutsche Bank starts Caterpillar with a buy rating of a target price of 166. Beyond Meat pre-market is up. They're going to launch retail sales of its patties in mainland China. So there you go. And also some Apple news. Apple is facing delays of between 4 weeks and 2 months for mass production of four models of its 5G iPhones due to factory lockdowns and workplace absences during the pandemic, according to Kai. Apple pushes to cut production delays for 5G phone. So let's go ahead and take a look before we answer some questions, some pre-market movers, and see what is going on here. FedEx had a really great quarter, up about 12% pre-market. Beyond, I was looking at Beyond yesterday. I did not play due to Fed Chair Powell's testimony, so I stayed away. But again, I was looking at the 140s anyways, and it soared. So there you go. United Airlines, JetBlue Airlines, the leisures are up. Pfizer up about 5.81% on some vaccine headlines. Boeing up about 1% pre-market. Delta up 3%. Carnival again, the leisures are up. Southwest, great airline to own, up 4%. I do not own them. So the only other thing I want to take a look here, guys, look at Beyond. Beyond breaks 150. I think that you have to take a look at to buying some calls for next week. 150 is your 200-day moving average on the hourly. Looking at Tesla, continuation to the upside. The students, we played the 1100s yesterday. Great call by the team. If you don't own this stock yet, I mean, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's been one of our top 10 stocks of 2020 and looks like it's about to hit a new all-time high again, 1087. So again, it could be a play for next week. I would say moving forward, any kind of trade will be for next week here. Looking at Apple, it is up pre-market even with this 5G news. Any kind of dip on Apple, you have to buy it here. Looking at Microsoft, let's see, that was another play that we were watching at 203. I was watching the 205s. I would like the 205s for next week, so keep an eye on that. FedEx doesn't really have a lot of options of volume, so I would skip it there. And there's one more I want to take a look at, which is Facebook, 227 now. I would take a look at maybe the 235s to retrace the whole loss. And they were actually price upgraded by Canaccord Genuity as well. So the 235s for next week could be a play, but give yourself a week because Friday the markets are closed and I'm expecting very low volume on Friday. But again, you do have non-farm payroll, excuse me, low volume on Thursday, but non-farm payroll is tomorrow. So if you want to go ahead and kind of front run that, we should be able to have a strong payroll report. You could take a look at some banks that have been beaten down. You could take a look at Citi as well. Citi could be a play for a breakout. You could target the 53s, the 54s. If you want to take a look at JPM, you could target 97 on the 200-day. That's if you're playing non-farm payroll. Again, banks are going to be the ones that be taking the highest boost up with a strong payroll report. Also, you can stick with tech if you want to stay the QQQs. You can actually target the 250 level for next week. Those are some plays I'd be watching. All right, let's answer some questions here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What up, what up? How do you feel about Apple? I just answered it. I think that you should buy every single dip on it, uh, on that. But I think 355 is your level to buy some more. Right now we're at 365. I do believe new all-time highs will be coming. If you want to play Apple again, you could play next week's 370s or 375s, maybe a little on the pricier side. But again, that's a name that I would want to play. Again, I like sticking to the big cap names, tighter spreads, more volume. This is what I like. Let's take a look at Boeing together. Looking at Boeing here, we're at 185. Remember, we did tap one almost like 194, 195 just a couple of days ago. I think it was Monday. And right now we're kind of struggling to get above the 200. Until we break that 200 cleanly with a settlement candle, I wouldn't want to trade it here. The only other play I would probably play is probably the 195s for next week, if that's being said. Qs we just spoke about, IWM. Let's take a look at it. IWM looks to be clean for a breakout. Let's break 145 first. Break 145. I will target about 146 for next week as well. All this, guys, is for next week. Definitely don't want to play for tomorrow expiry. Just way too much volatility with an NFP number coming up. Just be very careful. BABA and Amazon. Amazon is a pricey one. We know the drill. They were just price upgraded. If you own the stock, you hold that thing forever. But 2757 should be 2800 coming soon. I would not play for this week. I'd play for next. Alibaba. And right now, you see this whole just pretty much just staying steady here. All this consolidation. Consolidation is nice, not really to the point of, consolidation is steady, but it's not nice for volatility when as the traders that we want. 217.23. That's what we need on BABA. We do that, I would target the 220s for next week. I'm holding my QQQ runner. Should I let a runner take the 15% now? Well, you can't do anything till the open, but if you have it for this week, I would take the profit. If it's for next week, you can hold it. Can we get a breakdown on DraftKings? DKNG, a stock that I have bought as well, and I own it. And you could see here, kind of a flush here from 43 down. But again, sports are opening back up. If you're looking for a position to play, I would wait for that $100 day moving average to break. Uh, I have an alert at 37.06 I just placed, but 35.88 is a play there. If you're looking to play call options, I would want to see 37.07 to break to the upside first, and then you could target around 40. That'd probably be best bet. But again, has to be the next week. Nike, when would you play Beyond? Beyond, again, it has to be for next week. Cannot be for this week. If you break 150, then we could talk on Beyond. Until then, I don't want that 200-day moving average to be our resistance and we get rejected. That's the one thing I don't want. So let's do 150.10, which is our 200-day right there. Once we get that break, then I would target 155s and 160s for next week. But until then, you still need $3 more. And then Nike, let's see it. Nike is above the 100 and 200, which is a good sign. The problem is that it doesn't move as much. If you want to play a quick scalp, go ahead and take a look here at the hundreds for next week. It wouldn't be a quick scalp because Nike just doesn't move, guys. Nike has moved maybe 2% in the past 20 days, if that, and that's with an earnings report. So that's just the way it is. It's just pretty consistent moving forward. All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and leave it there. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet us. Feel free to email us or message us on Instagram. Gem F Holdings. I don't know what that is. I'd have to look that up. But I'm going to go ahead and get back with the team. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. And if you have any questions moving forward, make sure to hit the comments below and we'll try to answer them. Have a great one, guys. Thank you so much for joining.